Okay, we're back. We are back, my dudes. So today ngayong araw, my dudes, sisilipin natin kung posible nga ba gumawa ng ganitong klaseng bahay gamit ng 250,000 pesos lamang. Oh, ganda ng kotse, my dudes.
Hello, OG. Welcome to my humble treehouse. My name is Jibong Zuniga and I'll tour you around dito sa bahay ko.
Okay, so first impressions dito sa treehouse ni Sir Jibong Zuniga. Napakaganda ng disenyo nito. So they went with this A-frame style na bahay, which is bagay na bagay lalo na't nasa medyo farm rural setting sila. So maganda tignan, my dudes.
So kung mapapansin nyo, meron tayong small landscape area dito, not just to beautify or pagandahin yung mismong treehouse natin, but also to conceal yung aking parking.
Technically, hindi siya talaga actual na treehouse kasi yung mga treehouse, nakapatong siya sa mismong puno. Ang nangyari lang dito is, katabi niya yung puno and yung puno medyo naka-integrate dun sa disenyo ng kanilang bahay. So, napaka-big brain talaga na nilagay nila ito sa ilalim ng puno because the tree will act as some sort of insulator against the araw para hindi ganun kainit. Because isa sa mga disadvantage ng mga A-frame type na bahay tulad nito ay yung heat. Yung walls mo kasi, yun na rin yung parang pinakabubong mo. So, by using the tree's natural foliage, mababawasan yung init na papasok dito sa bahay na ito. Yun nga lang, my dudes, building your house this close to the tree will come with some disadvantages. Ang tree is a living thing. Hindi naman natin makokontrol kung saan niya gusto tumubo, di ba? So, pwede siyang tumubo papunta sa bahay mo and it might cause damages. Also, pag bumagyo at, bumigay yung trunk ng puno, pwedeng tumumba siya papunta sa bahay mo. Again, damages. You do not want damages. What is the first syllable of damages? Damn.
This is inspired by the hanging garden design. Kung makikita nyo, may mga vines tayo, meron akong hammock bed which serves as a resting area natin tuwing...
That is nice. Looks relaxing.
Building something around a living acacia tree is something difficult. So I'm a civil engineer, hindi ako magaling sa mga puno. So I have to make a research on how to protect them during construction. We made sure na hindi kami maghuhukay where the roots are para hindi masaktan mismo yung puno.
I like that, Sir Jibong. Iningatan niya talaga yung roots ng puno. So isang magandang technique para hindi nyo ma-harm yung roots ng puno habang nag-excavate kayo is to use a pressure washer to parang cut the soil. That way, hindi nyo accidentally matatamaan ng parang pala or something yung roots. Yun, so pressure washer.
Talagang I love cars. And it's always my dream na magkaroon ako ng parang Batcave style na bahay. So, napapanood ko kasi dati sa Batman, ganun lumalabas sa cave.
Hey, the old school Batman.
Cave yung garahe natin. Meron tayong concealed car park here, which I call myself na Batcave. So, kung makikita nyo, it is also trimmed with pin lights and strip light to add beauty.
Dude. Damn, sana all merong Ford Mustang. Mustang ba to? Hindi ko alam. I'm not that good with cars. Now, looking at his concealed garage or parang slightly underground garage, ay makita natin may soil on the other side of this wall. So, moisture yung number one na enemy ng pintura. And pag hindi properly waterproof yung other side ng pader na ito, ay pwedeng mag-cause yun ng mga bubbles sa pintura at mabuntis yung pintura natin. So you do not want to introduce any handsome moisture to your beautiful paint. That will make it pregnant. Yeah, yun yung usual causes ng mga paint bubbles. Aside from maling pintura yung ginamit nyo. Baka yung masilyang ginamit nyo is brand X and then yung primer na ginamit nyo is brand A, tas hindi pala sila compatible. Bam! Pregnant paint. So, yeah. Now, when waterproofing a wall, personally, ang ginagawa ko ay sa positive side ako nagwo-waterproof. So, let's say, ito yung living space mo. That is you. Such handsome man. And then ito, soil. This side is called the positive side. So, positive side waterproofing kadalasan ang ginagawa ko. Para yung tubig, dito pa lang, masastop na yung tubig. Now, maliban dito, meron naman tayong tinatawag natin na negative side waterproofing. Negative side waterproofing ay dito kayo nag-waterproof. Now, ang problem dyan ay pag nagkaroon ng moisture dito, madali niya lang maitutulak itong waterproofing natin and bam! Pregonant again.
Tara, pasukin natin tong loob ng aking humble treehouse.
Oh!
This is a studio-type bedroom na
Looks
may
nice.
loft sa ibabaw. That loft serves as a bed dun sa mga bisita.
May loft pa.
So kung mapapansin nyo, ang materials used natin dito sa bahay natin is made of porcelain tiles, PVC ceiling, steel, we have bamboo, we have rattan, and we have trim it also with the modern fabric. At saka also, para to make the house a little bit more in touch with the earth colors, meron tayong gray, brown, and cream colors. So, dun lang ako nag-rotate.
So when it comes to the material combinations, I really like yung mga ginamit dito, lalo na itong parang wood design na PVC ceiling. Yun nga lang, pagdating sa mga cramped small areas tulad nito, ay hindi ako gumagamit ng glossy or reflective na tiles. Kasi mangyari, i-reflect niya lang yung ating mga small decorations tulad nito, tas yung ilaw naka-reflect na dyan, and marami kang ibang makikita which will act as visual clutter. So parang mas magiging cluttered yung small space mo pag gumamit ka ng mga glossy na tiles. So when it comes to small spaces such as this, personally gumagamit ako ng mga matte na light colored na tiles. That way, malinis siya tignan. So,
Ngayon, pwede natin pasukin. I have a small kitchenette here where I prepare food. Basically, I have my sink, I have my cooking area, I have here my refrigerator, I have my microwave, andito yung aking gawaan ng kape, and the air condition is here. So basically, you can't see the air condition from there. It's here. You have to open the door para malamig pa rin sa gabi. Okay? And then, if you want to see the toilet, we can go inside. Okay?
Okay. So all in all, maganda yung kanyang kitchenette. Okay din yung layout. Yun nga lang, if I were to make this kitchen, meron akong few changes, my dudes. One ay itong kitchen door. Kung makita natin, pagbukas niya nung CR door is parang nakaharang yung kitchen door. So yung pwedeng gamiting pintuan dito is either yung parang accordion door na tulad nito. Yan. Or pwede siyang bifold door na palabas yung pagkaka-fold para hindi siya nakaharang dun sa toilet and bathroom door nila.
We can go inside. Okay? It's a small toilet.
Oh.
However, it's concise.
I like that. Kung makikita natin, gumamit siya ng light colors para mas lumuwang yung itsura ng toilet. And also, naglagay pa siya ng mirrors in front of the toilet so you can see your game face while you're doing your business. And advantage din yan ay nado-double yung space or mas na-open up yung space whenever you introduce large mirrors.
So basically, itong treehouse natin, kung mapapansin nyo, is may terrace siya all around. So may view ka all around the perimeter ng ating lote, no? So, mapapansin nyo,
Nice.
same trim of...
So itong bubong pala na ginamit ni Sir dito is thatch roof, which is a good choice because that is an excellent insulator. Also, kung malapit kayo sa dagat, ang thatch roof is kadalasan mas durable siya kumpara sa bakal na roof. Yung bakal na roof, dahil nga sa salt nung dagat ay mabilis yun masisira at mangangalawang and eventually, wala ka ng bubong. Although, may mga disadvantages lang ang thatch roofs. One ay yung maintenance. Dahil nga made of natural elements ito, kailangan mo siya protektahan against insects. And at the end of the day, flammable pa rin yung mga thatch roofs, my dude. So you got to be careful when using these types of roofs.
So kapag may visitor tayo, saan ko ilalagay yung aking mga bisita? Meron ako dito
I see.
loaf bed. No, kung makikita nyo siya na it's a full-size single bed which my visitor can sleep. Pag in-open mo to, itong door na to, and this screen is open, hindi mo na kailangan mag-AC.
Okay, so yung loft bed nila is exterior access and also pwede mo pala buksan itong bandang area na ito for, you know, additional cross ventilation tulad nga ng sabi ni Sir Jibong, pag nakabukas yan, no need for AC. So
it's a 25 square meter house. And it consists of one studio bedroom, also one loaf bed, one attic,
nice,
one carport, outdoor dining area. The footprint of the house is only 20 square meters. So, maliit lang talaga siya. Very, very compact.
So based on our eye test, I think yung ganitong klaseng finish ng bahay would cost you around 25 to 30,000 pesos right now per square meter, which is being generous. Minsan pumapatak pa tayo ng 35,000 per square meter pag ganito yung mga ginamit natin na klaseng materyales. So 25 times 30,000 pesos per square, 750,000 pesos na yung ganitong bahay, my dudes. And hindi pa kasama yung mga exterior improvements dyan, yung mismong bahay lang. And disclaimer, my dudes, itong presyo na ito is just a super rough estimate base dun sa mga nakita ko. Baka meron akong mga things na hindi nakita dito which could make the price go higher. So, yan.
One thing I really like about the house ngayon siguro is that hindi ako masyadong gumastos. Dahil it's made of materials na ready-made, old materials sa aming bodega. Tapos at the same time, na pagsama-sama ko yung mga konsepto ng mga bahay na gusto ko. The tiles came from 5 different houses. It's just a matter of making them communicate with each other to look nice. 250,000 lang po ang nagastos ko as a total na perang nailabas ko, including the labor po.
I see. So ayun, yun yung rason kung bakit 250,000 pesos lang yung bahay na ito is some of the materials that have been used here is parang already existing sa parang inventory ni Sir Jibong. And naglabas na lang siya ng 250,000 pesos more para matapos tong bahay na ito. So all in all, I really like yung itsura ng bahay ni Sir Jibong. Napakaganda tingnan, lalo na paggabi. And with that, my dudes, I guess dito na nagtatapos itong ating video. Click that like button kung ayaw nyong may makalaban kayong tikbalang sa next ninyong basketball game.